Welcome to another Metal Monday. How you doing, Brett?
Good, man. I'm good. Just grinding through this 75 hard. I think we're day 23.
Not even halfway, buddy.
No, I know, but it's a fucking grind. We're
almost through
third.
September.
We're almost through a third of it, though, right?
Yeah.
So, like, if you start thinking about it, like, okay, like the routine's pretty much in, but it doesn't mean you're not fucking sore by the end of the day.
Well, I look at it too. Like next week, we're already through September.
Yeah,
Already in October.
exactly.
Then we got October, and then half of November.
Yep.
Somewhere in there.
You just stay on the.
We'll get through it.
Stay on the grind, yeah. But other than that, man, I mean, and honestly, that's not that bad. Other than just, I think it's just getting through this football season and not being able to drink Coors Light is hard on a guy, you know.
That's
At least
hard.
The first part of,
I got sick. That part was hard. The last time we did, I never really got sick.
yeah,
So that threw a curveball at me because that kind of sucked, man. Getting to the gym
no
sick.
doubt about it.
But I made it through.
That's part of the deal. It is what it is. I think that's why it's called 75 hard, not fucking 75 easy. So it's go time. Either you got it or you don't. That's what it amounts to. So what's going on this week, man? What's the price of copper gonna do? I mean, it's $4.35 this morning.
Yeah, still looking good. I mean, a lot of that's because of the Fed, right?
Last week the Fed went big. They went half point. So, which everybody was kind of anticipating a quarter, and they went to a half, which pushed at least temporarily, kind of pushed the commodities.
Yeah, they're still hanging in there.
They're hanging in there. I mean, copper is. Aluminum got pushed up and then kind of quickly came back down. Nickel the same way. PGMs, they did the same. They're off the last few days. They're getting, taking a breather, but they've been kind of getting pushed up. So
they're still overall up. If you look in the last 30 days, they're still 100%, stronger.
Yeah. So it's going to be a matter of now it's I think there's one. I think this is the last. Fed decision before the election, and so then you got the election, maybe one more Fed decision before the end of the year, which could really, push the markets, one way or the other. And I have no idea which way pushes what, but I have a feeling that if
they drop it another half point.
Oh yeah, well that's a given. I think if the rates go, I'm more considering the election's probably the next the
big mover
move. That's a market moving number. We'll see how that all plays out, and we're what's crazy is we're like a month and a half away from that. We're not.
Oh, it's crazy.
That deal is going to be on us before we know it. So
I feel like it was 2020 last week. Now it's 2024 in November almost.
I know we're almost to 25, which is crazy. So yeah, I think ferrous markets, they weren't quite as we talked about this last week. They weren't quite as soft. So we'll see what October brings. Maybe a soft sideways is kind of the rumblings, unless something happens between now and then. I don't anticipate a big move
up or
either
down.
direction.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe we go up a couple bucks. But I think it's really going to be dependent on those mill outages that Chad and I discussed, who's in the market, what's that export
all
market
those mill
look like.
outages that you and Chad went through in Bulls versus Bears, those are all scheduled. Are those yearly outages? Or is that every few years for maintenance?
Just depends. Some of them, one of them put in a new furnace.
Okay.
I mean, one of them, it could be just maintenance because it's a good time of year and they don't like the pricing, so they want to take some capacity out of the market. Or, I mean, every mill's different. It's every yard's run differently.
Yeah.
So, and then, there's probably some hey, let's agree to this month is probably a good time to get some maintenance done because it's a little softer into the fall and the economy's kind of still, I would say, questionable because everybody's kind of trying to pick a direction, which to me never is a good thing. When when it's feel like it's a hanging by a thread. Either way, I don't positive or negative. There's really no momentum.
It's felt
either
that
way.
it's been hanging on by a thread for years.
But it's more
right?
there's just no momentum
Yeah,
one way or the other.
Nothing going
right
on.
now. There's
It's
nothing.
just stagnant.
Yeah, just a lot of macroeconomic craziness, but nothing to really. I mean, if I was to guess the momentum, it's soft, But then again, you get months where you think it's gonna be softer and it's up, and vice versa. So I think it's just picking your spots and trying to figure out what opportunities are out there for you.
Okay, do we get to 450 copper in October? That's the question. That's the question I got out there.
If I had to bet hard money,
yeah, let's bet.
Oh man, I would say no.
All right, I'll take the yes.
Okay.
And you're in
before
luck.
October or in October?
Just in October, not before.
I'd say no.
All right, I'll go. We'll hit 450 in October at some point.
Okay.
We'll do $100 like we used to do. If it's anything like my football betting's been, you're in. You will win.
I'm in the driver's seat.
You're gonna win.
I haven't bet on football yet this year. I've been just too damn busy. Which is like my wife. Put it like this: my wife has a fantasy football team. I don't. And I was like, I was talking to somebody the other day, and they were like, "Yeah, I've got 3 fantasy football teams." I'm like, "How do you even have time to fuck with that?"
Fantasy's too time consuming. I can't do fantasy. I can bet on some games. I bet 5. Like I've been doing for years, 5 games a week, and lately I hit 2 games this week. Last week I hit 2 games.
Yeah,
it's been a struggle out there for me. So I'm still trying, and now we got a copper bet going on. I would like to hear from everyone listening what you guys think. Are we going to hit it? Are we not? And why?
Copper 450 over under minus 110. All right, everybody, have a great week. We'll be back next week, and we'll we'll be trying to decide on the Ferris direction. I think so, which is crazy. Next week we'll be in October.
Yeah, we'll hit October next week.
Here we go. Everybody have a great day.
Thanks, everybody.